Hi, welcome back to my galley. Well, actually today I'm in the studio in New York, but normally I'm chefing aboard my 62-foot luxury catamaran sailing in the Virgin Islands, the Leeward Islands, and New England in the summertime. Today we are going to be doing a trip to the Mediterranean, and we'll be making some hummus to start. So let's get started with that. I have some chickpeas all ready. And one thing that I learned actually from a former guest of mine, he told me when he made his hummus that he actually peeled the chickpeas, and I thought it was a little nuts, but I started doing it and I really do like it better. It's not mandatory, but if you want to peel your chickpeas, and these are canned chickpeas, I just grab them and squeeze gently, and you'll see that the little skin just comes right off. So I try to skin most of mine. If you miss a few, it doesn't matter, but it does make for a smoother hummus. So I try to skin most of mine. I'm just going to toss these remaining ones in. Then into the work bowl of your blender or food processor, we'll put our chickpeas. We'll put a little pinch of salt, and thanks again to Celle de Fleur for sponsoring today's episode. We'll put about a tablespoon or two of olive oil. And thanks to our Laconico beautiful ultra premium olive oil also for sponsoring the show. That's a beautiful olive oil to use for this dish. About a clove of garlic. And then this is really a key ingredient. This is sesame tahini. And this is really what makes it happen, okay? It's a sesame paste, and just kind of think peanut butter except with sesame. Then we'll have a little bit of lemon juice to give it a little bit of brightness. And finally, this is the best part. Well, this is the other best part. This is the actual juice that the canned chickpeas come in, and it's called aquafaba. And I think that's pretty cool because it means basically fabulous water. So I love that about chickpeas. All right, so we'll just put a little, not too much because we don't want this to be runny. And then if you feel like you need to add more, you certainly can. So we'll just put the top on the blender and give it a little spin. Then when we come back to plate, we'll garnish it with a little bit of smoked paprika. All right, so we finished up with our hummus. We've set it aside, and when we're ready to plate, we'll pull it back out and we'll garnish it with a little bit of beautiful smoked paprika. So the next thing we're going to do is start our orzo for our brown butter sage orzo. So I have my pot here full of hot water. I have my orzo. This is about a cup of orzo, so I'm gonna just put this right in. I do want to make sure to salt this water, and I kind of grab probably about a half tablespoon or so for this amount of our beautiful Celle de Fleur. Thanks to our sponsor for providing that for us. And then I'll just put the orzo in. And I find it kind of funny that it's such a small pasta, but it still takes 9 minutes to cook. So I don't know, that's what it takes. So we let it go. So we'll just let it sit here and cook up for us. And in the meantime, we're going to work on our skewers, our Mediterranean chicken skewers. I've already skewered up a couple for us, but I just wanted to do one while I'm talking with you. So the way I like to do it is I like to start with a purple onion. And before I started using these, I was afraid that the red onion or the purple onion would be a little bit too pungent for this, but it's not. When it cooks up, it becomes almost a little bit sweet. So that's great. It's good to start with the onion because it's pretty sturdy and it provides a good foundation for the skewer. So I start with the onion, then a chicken, and then I'll pick one of my veggies. This is a beautiful red bell pepper, and then another piece of chicken. And then let's see, I like to do green next because that's a complementary color to red, so that really makes it pop. Then another piece of chicken, and then let's see, let's do an orange pepper and another piece of chicken. And again, I like to end on that onion because it just helps to hold everything together, all right? So we'll take these over to our grill pan and we'll grill these up. Normally I do these on an outdoor barbecue grill, but today we're working in the studio, so we'll be doing it in a grill pan and it'll work just fine. Experience the wonder of a holiday at sea in the Virgin Islands or New England on your very own private yacht. You'll experience a fantasy-filled week of white sand beaches, amazing sunsets, gourmet meals, and the best time you can possibly imagine. Make memories with your friends and family that you will never forget. Email us at info@sailthedream.com or visit www.sailthedream.com for more details. Have you ever said, I'll take that dream vacation someday? Well, at Cool Cat Charters, someday is now. We offer all-inclusive private yacht charters at every price point, for the more budget-minded traveler up to a full luxury experience. Come celebrate your special occasion or just schedule a family getaway in the gorgeous Caribbean islands. Sail the beautiful islands of the Caribbean and see why so many people just can't get enough. Visit coolcatcharters.com to see a listing of our featured yachts or contact us to learn more about the many other sailing and motor yachts available for charter in the islands. Okay, so we are back and we're ready to put our skewers in the pans. Our grill pan is up to temp, so I'm just going to take these little skewers and place them down. Oh, love that sizzle. All right, so we'll probably do about 4 minutes on a side and then flip those over. In the meantime, we're working on our brown butter for our brown butter sage sauce. So my butter's melting nicely and I can see that it's already turning a little bit brown, which is great. This sauce actually works great whether you're doing a ravioli or an orzo or even a quinoa, it works great with. Today we're doing orzo, so we'll brown this butter, and once it starts to foam and turn a little bit brown, and it smells nutty, which it already does, we'll put in a little bit of sage. I like to put in, this is fresh sage, I put in the sage first so that I can still keep an eye on how the butter is coming along and how it's browning. Once I put in my other spices, which include smoked paprika, it's going to be harder for me to tell how that butter's browning. When I put this sage in, it'll make sound like sizzle, like it's frying a little bit, and so that's the sound of success. Oh, there it is, I hear it. All right, awesome. So we'll just cook that just for a second. And then I like to add a little bit of crushed red pepper because this is, after all, a spicy brown butter sage sauce. And then I'll hit it with a little bit of paprika, and it just gives it a beautiful color. And then a shot of our sel de fleur. All right, once this is ready, we'll add our orzo that we prepared earlier and then shave a little bit of pecorino romano on top. All right, we have our cooked orzo that we made a little while ago, so we're just going to put this in. Sometimes what I do is I like to put it in slowly because I want to make sure I have a lot of that sauce to go along with my orzo. So I might decide not to use the entire amount. It just kind of depends on my mood that day, I suppose. So let me stop there and kind of mix things up and see how it looks. That looks beautiful. I'm liking the color and the level of the butter and paprika that I have. So I think I'm going to stop there. And I will plate this along with our skewers once they've finished cooking. Okay, we're here, we're back, and we're ready to finish up our brown butter sage orzo with just a little bit of pecorino romano. And this just really gives the orzo a really nice finish and flavor. It gives it that beautiful cheese flavor. So we'll put that in, we'll just give it a couple of stirs, and then we'll plate it. I'm not using a ring mold today, but I'm just going to place this in a ramekin. You've probably seen me do this before. And I'm just going to make a little mound and put it down on our plate. I'd like to press it down a little bit just to kind of have everything stick together. That looks absolutely perfect. And we'll just put it right here. Excellent. Then I have our skewers that are ready to go on the plate. I'm just plating 2. Normally when I do these on the outside grill, they're a little bit bigger. But because we're doing it inside, they're smaller. So this would be perfect for a lunch or an appetizer sized portion. Now let's plate our hummus, and we'll just bring it out. It looks beautiful. I'll just put it right here on the plate. And when I do hummus, I like to just mound it and then make a little indentation in the top. And into that little space, I'll pour some of this beautiful Laconico Ultra Premium olive oil that our sponsor provided for us today. This is a really nice and rich tasting olive oil, and I like to drizzle it on top and then just put a little bit extra in that little well in the middle. And then finally, we'll just dust it with a little bit of paprika. And there we have it. We're serving the hummus with some pita chips. Now we're finishing our hummus with just a little bit of this beautiful olive oil from Laconico, one of our sponsors for today. So thank you so much for sponsoring. And then we'll put a little bit more in the well of our hummus that we created. All right. Now after that, I made a beautiful homemade cardamom ice cream that I want to share with you guys. So I have it all scooped up here, and I'll have the recipe for this on my website, but this is a new ice cream that I just started making this year, and it is cardamom flavored, and at first I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but I made it and I absolutely love it, so I'll share that with you guys on the website. Please visit me at yachtchefsandy.com for more recipes, and thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the flavors of the Mediterranean.